This is going to be a top 1% high solo score on Ultimate Salt Mines for Warlocks. The Warlocks and Titans are getting a bit rowdy because I've been looking after Hunters so much lately. I've been starting to look after my Hunter loyalists. But Hunter loyalists, the Warlock and Titan mains are starting to foresee that I'm looking after you too much. Maybe I am looking after Hunters too much these days. So this is a Warlock strategy for top 1% score, which will foolproof you for at least a couple of days. However, there's going to be some changes to the event that already has a live update went for the game for the salt mines. That is that salt mines will always be the take and rotation of enemies, which I don't think that's a good thing actually. And I'll tell you why that isn't a good thing. But let's quickly have a look at what the top 1% score is as of right now when I make this video. So I've got 3.25 mil there. The top 1% is 2.87. That has went up roughly 15,000 in the course of a day. I would suspect that this will raise to 3 million points by weekend. However, it won't go much higher than 3 mil because there's still execution at hand. Even if I give you a strategy right now, you still need to execute it. Like, we're talking about the broader amount of players here. We're not talking about specialist players anymore. We're looking at the broad scale of things, and even if they see a strat, they still need to execute it, and at a good time as well. So there's execution involved. Even though I am showing people strats, and I am actually technically elevating the top 1% score. I am an anime villain in this. But aren't other people doing that? I've got content to make. I'm showing strats whether you like it or not. 3.25 mil strat for Warlock. This will actually not be a bow strat. I've seen a lot of complaints saying they don't want to do bow strats. So this is going to be no bows. So it's a top 1% score, 3.2 mil plus, no bows loadout. Alright, context of card. You must understand the card. You are not allowed to run this until you have watched this bit. I'm sure you've got 5 minutes to spare. Right. This all needs to be 4s and 5s top column. Fretted Banes are the easiest. Deadly Stasis Fret does not touch you in this. Put on the highest fret mod possible. Blasts is dangerous, but we can really counter it with mods and builds, so it's not that dangerous. Glass Cannon is a solo operator buff, right? And this definitely goes on, and it gets equalized out by Brawn and other modifiers. Match Game definitely goes on for this, and so does All Ammo Famine. The reason being is because these two mods are lesser evil. Yeah? Let me give you an example so the Destiny 2 players understand. Slow and Small, I'm evil. I'm evil. Don't use me. Grounded, I'm evil. I'm super evil. Don't use me. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense to the average D2 player that you shouldn't be using this. Oh, and you should not use Battlefield Promotion neither. Battlefield Promotion bugs out Extinction Revives. You cannot use Battlefield Promotion. He's also evil. Don't use them. So you must use these mods. This is the best possible major negative mods you can technically use. You don't use 2s in this. You're just not going to cut it. Right, Pressure Cooker goes on, and I'll talk about that in a minute. No starting ammo and Brawn. Warlock's fine to use Brawn. In actual fact, it helps the Warlock out. So use Brawn, it's more reward multiplier. And Extinction Revives, as I said, do not use Battlefield Promotion. That is the mod that bugs out that one. Okay, let's talk about this now. Okay, so you lot don't want to use bow only, which is technically more score. Only a bit more, though. So, I've come up with an idea, but you could do Touche instead. As long as all your gear is new stuff, you could just use Touche instead. But what I went with is Old West weapons only, because this contains a lot of weapons that I actually wanted to use in the run. A shotgun. Yeah, a sidearm and a machine gun. Well, not so much a machine gun, but a machine gun just... It's more the shotgun and sidearm. I was like, oh, it's got shotgun and sidearm, and that plays favour. If you don't want to use this, use Touche instead then. But you must run a 4 or a 5. 2 equipment locked won't cut it. It's 2 less. And we've got 2 boons. These are on particularly for the high value target. He needs to be killed. If you do not kill him in time, by the way, he's very rare as well. He's extremely rare on the taken version. Yeah. Whilst the taken version might be easier for you, the high value target seems to be rarer on this one than it did on the Dread version. You need to spec your entire build for the VIP target, because he can disappear on you, and if you don't kill him in time, you might not get him for another 20 clears. Do you understand the importance of this? You must boon stack for the high value target or have a way of killing him. If you don't, you will never get above 3 million points. That high value target is roughly estimated to be about 400,000 points. He's nearly half a mil. He's nearly half a mil when we do all the reward scores and the multipliers. He's half a mil points almost. So Brawler goes on for this run and full throttle. Right, you want to buff up your super and your melee damage. Full throttle buffs all damage, but it also buffs super damage. So this is what we go on for this, right? There's other boons that you could use. Heavyweight's not for this because you've got ammo farming on. Yeah, but I believe this to be the best way of doing this, especially on the Warlock for boon stacking, but there's other boons. Do not turn these off. Whilst you might want to turn it off, you get less score, so you can't. We're running a high score run here. Alright, so Warlock mains. I foresee this to be one of the best ways to do this. And I know that you're sitting on getaway artists, and I know that that's what you're doing. However, getaway artist is not Edge of Fate based, and there is a problem when you use certain mods. Let me bring that back up because this is quite important. So if you run like Old West weapons and stuff and bows only, it won't work because a getaway artist is not Edge of Fate based. All of your armor needs to be Edge of Fate based if you're using any of these mods. And that includes Touche. So do you see now the problem with using getaway artists? So I was running getaway artists and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. So I was like, well, what's the best Edge of Fate based build with the blue teal? And that being Fellwinter's Helm. Overwhelmingly. And we need to melt down that captain. And look, listen, Warlocks. You have tractor cannon on your head. You have tractor cannon on your head. This is what this is. It's a 30% debuff. It's a higher global debuff than usual. Usual debuff is 15%. Fellwinter's is 30%. Do you understand how incredible Fellwinter's is? Because he's tractor cannon on your head. That's incredible, right? So we're running Electric Slide with Fellwinter's Helm. Here's the mods. Right, what's important about this? Resistances. Solar Resist, Arc Resist, Concussive Dampener. I've got a Kinetic Scav on, a Kinetic Weapon Surge. Double Outreach, doesn't matter that much. Reaper, a Loader on, a Font on. Hands on is fine. Special Ammo Finder. Radiant Light is just... I don't even know why I've got that on. Don't worry about it. Melee fonts. Stat-wise, here's your information stat-wise. Melee super weapons. Paragon, 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 Paragon. All with the same stat distributions. High melee, high super, high weapons. That's it. I'm rocking 2-piece smoke. I've got 2-piece ion on, but that's because I was using a grenade launcher earlier on. Right, don't worry about that. You don't even need an armor set for this. Now we come to weapons. Right, a good kinetic shotgun of your choice or energy shotgun, up to you how you do this, because you don't need Edge of Fate weapons on, but you do need Edge of Fate armor on, if this makes sense. So you can use any shotgun. I just used Perfect Paradox because I was in a Perfect Paradox mood. I just ran Perfect Paradox and it works incredibly well. I'm whipping out Forgiveness because it's one of the best sidearms in the game, and it's a good chance, an opportunity for me to show you it off. It's a very strong weapon, it is, with Vault Shot surrounded, but it's not required. But I would say rock a sidearm for Unstoppable Champions or Hand Cannon, up to you. And I'm just using Thunderlord because I need a machine gun on, and I was like, I'll just pop Thunderlord on. There's no requirement for that. I could use Unwavering Duty instead. It really doesn't matter. I was wanting to use Legend Racrius, but I'm not allowed to use it because you don't have it. Most of you don't have it, so I'm not allowed to use it for the video. But that would be better than this. I hope you understand it. Artifact mods that matter. Shield Crush. What else matters? I had that on. Nothing matters in this, does it? Not one single artifact mod matters apart from Shield Crush. So there you go. You've had that information. You've got Elemental Daze there, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter at all. So that is the build portion of the video. On with the run. Okay, so here is the top 1% salt mines score for Warlock mains. You're going to make your way to these initial ads, kill one ad to get combat fatigue buff, glass cannon. Just get your buff now and skip those ads. Skip them and make your way for the blight. Your goal is to stop this unstop. This is what you're going to do. Stop him with the sidearm, right? And then go in with a lightning surge. And you're going to do damage to the champ whilst damaging the blight. Look at the melt of that blight with the sidearm because they're surrounded and stuff. Yeah, you're going to take down the blight after the champ. Do champ, then blight. Then you're going to lightning surge the captains and whatnot. Yeah, and you're just going to do it like this. Now then, if you get protected banes, lightning surge will sometimes destroy the drones. You'll see good examples of this throughout this run. Doesn't always, but sometimes it does. Yeah, we're just going to shoot down the protected banes. The drones, that is. And that's that room dealt with fast. Yeah, this is very easy on Warlock. I could do this in my sleep on Warlock. I was doing this on Hunter yesterday and the day before. And I think some of you were under the assumption that I was doing it on the Hunter because I needed to. No. I was doing it on the Hunter because I want to look after Hunter mains a bit more than what I used to. That is the exact reason. There's special ammo there. I'm flexing. I don't need it. I don't need it. So yeah, I'm doing Hunter runs because I want to help Hunters out. Not because there's a requirement on Hunter. No. The best way to do this, in actual fact, is probably Warlock or Titan. Yeah, because you got Worm Gods on Titan, Solar or Prismatic, and you got OP Lightning Surge on Warlock. You've got OP builds on Hunter as well, but when we're thinking about Brawn, yeah, when you've got Brawn on, Devour's OP with Brawn, and Warlock's got Devour. So do you see how this is extremely easy on a Warlock? Very, very, very easy. Yeah. Now, we're just lightning surge all these ads. Make sure you do your bonus objective. If it's precision kills, do it. If it's weapon kills, do it. If it's ability kills, do it. Now then, we take the rest of the ads. Now pay close attention to this wanted target. I thought I failed. See, the wanted target, he's some suspicions going on, right? You don't want to rush to the cavern area. I have played salt mines for 3 hours today, and I only got him to spawn in once. I think because Amplified is stopping him from spawning in. Checkpoint based. I think there's something going on, and he just won't spawn. It's random number generator, and it's an old wives' tale I'm telling you here. But I took my time going down there, and the first time I took my time, he spawns in. It could just be luck, right? As in, I was messing around with those ads. I've got full throttle times 50. Full throttle times 50. Combat fatigue buff. He's not there. It looks like he's not there. He is there. Oh, pay attention. Watch this. So I think he's not there, right? I'm like, oh, I'm finished. There, he's there. Look. He's there quickly. Lightning surge. Debuff. Fellwinter. Finish him off with shotgun. Shotgun melee. Super. Look, he TPs. I kill him in time. Do you see what happened there? So the high value target did spawn in. There was no visual indication that he had spawned in. If you don't know how high value target works, it's meant to say a most wanted target has appeared. It doesn't even do that. So there's actual no indication that he's there unless you see him. He can hang around in that cavern. You need to check the cavern every time you do this. Don't expect him to be at the door. Now that has confirmed the run. I've got 400,000 points extra because of that. Now then, we take down the blight immediate. Then we stun the unstop. You want to take down the blight as soon as you can to speed this up. It speeds the process up. We're doing this in, I think, 5.5 minutes. Maybe almost 6 because I was waiting around for the captain. So do you understand? It's a bit of an all wives' tale what I'm trying to tell you about the high value target. But I would recommend you don't rush to him. You build up full throttle, then you go down there and check the entire cavern. And if he's not there, do not go to orbit. Farm tier 5 weapons until he spawns in. In other words, keep doing your runs, keep doing them, keep getting 2.8 mil runs, keep farming tier 5 weapons for the crossbow, the grenade launcher, for the rocket launcher, for the hand cannon, for the eagle-edged sword, and so on and so forth. And keep doing runs, and if you get a high value target, then that is your time to shine with a 3 mil score. Right, boss. Get rid of the boss. Look at that. Immediate. Get rid of him. With one slide. Then you're going to just wait around, maybe slide a couple more ads, and take down the blight. If you've got plenty of shotgun ammo, right, just take it with the shotgun. The blight has moved for some reason. It's moved. It's sometimes different. There we go. Take down the blight. Take down the boss's shield. Boom. Just melt him down. You'll take down 2 bars. 2 bars on this phase. There you go. And now you just went around for that final blight. So, yeah, this is how you do it, Warlocks. I know a lot of you are sitting on getaway artists. I would ask you to stop sitting on getaway artists. I know that I've got no right of way to tell you what to do, Warlocks. But a lot of you are thrown by not learning electric slide. And you should learn electric slide. Do you know why I know that you're not doing it? Because on Conquest Avalon, a lot of you are telling me you can't run electric slide. And you're not familiar with it for Conquest Avalon. You need to get off getaway artists as soon as you can. You are losing skill by running that build. You are losing skill, Warlocks. I'm noticing a depreciation of your skills. Hunters have stepped up their gaming skill of recent times, but Warlocks, I don't know, you're starting to creep down below again. Be careful. Get on a technical build like electric slide and learn it. Learn Transcendence gameplay. Learn Prismatic. There you go. That's the 3.2 mil score, which is way above top 1% for now at least. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.